spent 15 seasons sharing her expertise as a judge on Top Chef, and she is here today to share her unique recipe for sticky baby back ribs that sound delicious.
Yes.
Welcome back to our home. One of our very favorites, Gail Simmons. Welcome, Gail. All right, we're so excited to have you here because we know we eat really well when you're here, and today is no exception. So your sticky baby back ribs is in your new book.
Yes,
Bringing it home. Why bringing it home?
Well, because these recipes are really a collection of recipes that were inspired by my travels, 20 years in the restaurant industry, but also, you know, 20 years before that, growing up in a house that loved food. My family loved to travel, taking all of the chefs I've worked with, the inspirations from the road, bringing it all home to my own kitchen for my family and friends.
So this recipe in particular happens to be one of your grandmother's friends' recipes. He was an Asian chef. And you've kind of zhuzhed it up yourself.
I have. I mean, I've kind of created what I imagined was, I never got to meet him. His name was Chang, and he would help my grandmother cook for, she did a lot of entertaining, she did a lot of charity events, and he would help her cook when she was entertaining for large crowds. And my mother always says that, you know, when my mother was 4 and 5 years old, my grandmother would come home at the end of the day and see my mother sitting on the counter slurping noodles with chopsticks. And we're talking about the 50s when that wasn't necessarily something anyone did, and she thought, what is Chang teaching my mother? But what it really taught my mother and her brothers was a really deep love of authentic, delicious Chinese flavors, and all of them are great cooks now for it. So
can we taste the zhuzh? Can we get into this? I want to get the zhuzh going on.
So get in there.
You would make Chang proud with these.
I hope so. I'd like to think so.
First?
So there's a couple of steps. You know, this is a recipe that's a great make-ahead recipe. It's great for any summer and spring barbecues you're doing.
They're great for big parties because
exactly, you make it all, you slice it up. So I have my rack of ribs, and first I'm going to make the sauce. So the first step is that I've made a puree, which is soy, ginger, garlic, sesame oil. And to it I'm going to add a few things. So I'm going to take this little spatula, I'm adding some Chinese 5-spice powder. This is a little sherry.
A little for them, a little for us.
Right. It'll burn off. No one worry about me consuming the sherry.
Brown sugar?
A little brown sugar and some hoisin sauce.
Oh, nice.
Lemon?
I'm going to mix this up, and then I'm going to reserve half a cup of it that's going to end up being the glaze at the end.
Do you want me to mix that?
Sure. Go right ahead. Mix that up. How's it going over there? There's a lot of groaning.
Yeah.
I think we're big.
Off the bone. Like off the bone.
Mark is telling us to shush because it's so good.
Okay, good. So this is the first start. I'm going to just glaze my ribs.
Ooh, that is good.
It's good, right? It's kind of salty and sweet. It's got a little bit of heat, but it's not, you know, I'm going to put a little chili on it later.
It's not overwhelming.
It's not overwhelming
I don't really sense, I mean, it's heat. It's not like anything.
No, not at all. There's some pepper,
kick in that.
Exactly. The Chinese spice, 5-spice has a little pepper.
And I love that you didn't have to add any extra salt to it because
that's right. There's plenty of salt in this puree. I'm gonna turn it over.
Now, I assume you could do this with like regular ribs too, not just baby back ribs.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
There you go.
Here we go. Finish that up, and then this is gonna go in the oven at 300 for 3 hours. So you can like literally walk away from it.
Oh, you do both sides.
I'm gonna do both sides.
Yes,
make
don't
sure that
skimp
it's
on that beautiful sauce.
covered exactly.
Gosh, they smell so good.
Oh, wait till you try it.
Yeah, wait till you taste it.
Okay.
All right.
We may not have time for you to taste.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So that goes in for 3 hours?
3 hours.
You don't cover them? Open.
You leave it.
At this point, actually, you would cover them. Put them in for 3 hours, and then right at the end, I'm going to make a little sauce. You can see that it's simming. This is the leftover half cup that I reserved of that sauce. And to it, I'm just going to add some chili flakes, a little honey.
Oh my goodness.
And this is going to become that end glaze. I'm going to first use the spatula, and then where's that
Do you want the whisk?
Whisk that you were using before. Thank you very much.
Oh God, they're so good.
Stir this up.
These are so good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, enjoy. I'm so glad. I really.
Is it good to marinate
I
it?
love coming here.
Can you marinate it before you put it in the oven, or
You
just
certainly
then?
can, but I don't even think it needs it because you're going. You put that glaze on first to cook it, and then you're going to put even more on later before you eat it. So
would
this
you
is going to
check-
come over
would it
here.
be-
This is hot. Watch out.
3 hours, or is there a way to check to make sure it's good?
I mean, you want them to be falling
off.
apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that they're going to be a mess to eat. You can see that they're cut really cleanly because you're going to take it out after 3 hours.
Okay.
You're going to let them cool. And actually, if you want to let them cool all the way, you can then cool them in the fridge. Once they're totally cool, slice them really cleanly like we've done
They're
here.
easier to slice.
Exactly. Then you take some of this glaze, you put a little on, you put it back into broil, then I'm going to take it out and I'm going to show you.
Okay.
You slice them so they're cleanly
It's like
sliced,
super
as I said.
convenient if you're entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go. Beautiful.
Oh, good.
So then we're gonna bake and put that.
Exactly.
So this stuff now.
Right. This
That's the
is
extra
yes.
stuff.
Thank you very much. Here I have a new because that was with the raw
Oh, got it.
meat.
Okay.
So we're gonna
Oh, look at that.
take them, glaze them all up. Then you just want to put them under the broiler for
so they
10,
get, like-
20 minutes. I mean,
Now,
five
we're going to be able to
minutes.
eat those too, right? 'Cause I'm
Yes,
on my last
lots
one.
for everyone.
So they sort of get that caramelization on the top and the
Yes.
crunchiness.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
Put these under the broiler just for 5 minutes to warm and sizzle it up.
I noticed you're just. I mean, could you put extra, or if is too much
Yes,
too much?
yes, no.
You got the whole
What?
thing in there.
I mean, I would. I would just be like.
As long as you've got a lot of, you know, wipes for your fingers, you're fine,
Yeah.
and your face.
Would you suggest wearing a suit like I am? When
You
I
know,
eat that?
maybe not the best, you know, white shirt
Yeah.
dish, first date dish, but I'm actually, people used to always say, like, don't eat chicken wings or ribs on your first date.
Yeah.
And I'm always thought of, like, this is me. If you are still attracted to me, when I have ribs on my face,
That means you'll love me at any stage.
I agree. That's
Okay, so
lovely.
pop
They
this
cut-
back
that's right.
in.
Pop it right in. You can put it back in.
I'll put it back
Thank
in for you.
Just under the broiler, 5 minutes. Get them nice and sizzling. They come out looking glazed
Like that.
and beautiful.
And just
I
like
like to
that.
finish them with just some scallions, and then serve them with a little bit of Chinese mustard on the side, which is super strong. Have you guys tried the Chinese mustard?
No, we're gonna try.
I can't let you go to before I
try this, get
learn about this nickname that you
No
had.
knives and forks allowed.
What was because your family loved Chinese
Yes,
food
so
so much.
because of Chang, this man who was very influential in my mother's household, my mother had a nickname for me, and growing up my whole life, I never knew what it was. But I thought it was just a sweet, funny term of endearment. She called me Chashubao, and in fact, she now calls my daughter Chashubao too. And I didn't even know what Chashubao meant. I thought it was like a funny, silly, cute, cozy word that she'd made up for me. When I was 22, I went to culinary school, and we did a section of culinary school about Chinese cooking. And the teacher came in one morning and said, today we're going to learn to make chashubao.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
And I was like, hey, that's funny. That's my nickname. And everyone in the class started laughing. And I was like, why? What's so funny? They're like, Gail, it means steamed pork bun. All these years, my mother, which is actually sort of fitting.
Oh,
Perfect,
really
especially
sweet.
right now.
I know.
I'm a steamed pork bun.
That is actually
That's
really
very
cute.
sweet.
Yeah, it is
Good when your bun is steaming right now.
Exactly, just
Bun-
I
spin
think
it
you're
up.
set.
That's it. So
Yep.
there you go.
Amazing.
My parents had a nickname for me too.
What was that?
Problem child.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yes,
I
there's
still don't
that
know what they
one.
mean by that. I don't know.
Literally, Chang would be proud. These are amazing.
They're
These are
fantastic.
so good.
Enjoy
You
them,
can
guys.
find. Thank you so much, Gail.